Abolishing the death penalty in the Philippines, a moral and practical imperative. Is the death penalty an effective crime deterrent? Ladies and gentlemen, good day to all of you. I stand before you today to discuss a grave matter that weighs in the conscience of our nation, the death penalty. It is a subject fraught with emotion, moral considerations, and social ramifications. I firmly believe that the death penalty should be abolished in the Philippines, and I hope to persuade you of this by examining its ethical implications, its effectiveness, and its impact on our society. The death penalty is a barbaric and irreversible form of punishment that has no place in a civilized society. It violates the fundamental right to life, which is enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and is a cornerstone of our moral and ethical principles. There is no individual or institution has the authority to decide who lives and who dies, as every human life is inherently valuable and deserving of dignity and respect. Let us address the ethical foundations of the death penalty. The value of human life is immeasurable, and taking a life, even that of a convicted criminal, diminishes us all. Every human being, regardless of their actions, possesses an inherent dignity that must be respected. The irreversible nature of the death penalty flies in the face of this respect. In a justice system administered by humans, inherently fallible beings, the possibility of wrongful execution is ever present. History has shown numerous instances where individuals were exonerated posthumously, highlighting the horrifying prospect of state-sanctioned murder of the innocent. Moreover, the death penalty often disproportionately affects the marginalized and vulnerable members of our society. Low-income individuals and minorities are more likely to be sentenced to death because they cannot afford competent legal representation. Is it just to maintain a system that perpetuates such inequality? Absolutely not. Secondly, let us consider the deterrence argument often cited by proponents of the death penalty. They claim that the death penalty deters serious crimes like murder. However, extensive research and statistical analysis have shown no conclusive evidence that the death penalty effectively deters crime more than life imprisonment. There are countries that have abolished the death penalty have not seen a significant rise in crime rates. Let's just take, for instance, our Southeast Asian neighbors such as Cambodia and Timor-Leste. Their crime rates have not spiked post-abolition. Studies have shown that the threat of capital punishment does not significantly reduce crime rates or prevent heinous acts. Instead, it perpetuates a cycle of violence and vengeance, reinforcing a culture of retribution rather than rehabilitation and reconciliation. Thirdly, the death penalty offers no real closure or healing for the victims' families. The justice and closure come from comprehensive support system for the victims' families, enabling them to heal without the added cycle of violence inherent in the death penalty. The prolonged and agonizing process of capital trials and appeals can plunge victims' families into renewed trauma, standing in stark contrast to the comfort and resolution sought. The imposition of the death penalty disproportionately affects marginalized and vulnerable members of our society, including the poor, ethnic minorities, and individuals with mental health issues. It exacerbates social inequalities and perpetuates systematic injustices within our society, further widening the gap between the privileged and the marginalized. We must also consider the significant financial burden the death penalty imposes on our already strained justice system. Capital cases are inherently more expensive due to lengthy trials, extensive appeals, and the need for utmost procedural safeguards to avoid wrongful execution. These resources could be better utilized in crime prevention initiatives and rehabilitation programs that address the root causes of criminal behavior. As a nation that upholds the values of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law, it is imperative that we stand on the right side of history and advocate for the abolition of the death penalty. We must strive For a justice system that is fair, humane, and compassionate, one that values rehabilitation, restoration, and reconciliation over punishment and retribution. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Philippines to take a stand that mirrors the principles of humanity, justice, and equality. Abolishing the death penalty is not merely about sparing the lives of these convicted criminals, but is a profound commitment to upholding the moral fabric of our society, ensuring fairness and equality before the law, and utilizing our resources more wisely to truly combat crime. As a proud Filipino citizen, we pride ourselves in our values of kapwa or shared identity, malasakit or compassion, and pagtanaw ng utang na loob or gratitude and recognition of shared humanity. Let us align our justice system with these cherished values. I, Rogeline Butilla, urge you all to advocate for the abolition of the death penalty in the Philippines. The death penalty is a relic of a bygone era or stain on our conscience that must be eradicated from our legal system. Let us stand and strive together for a justice system that honors the sanctity of life, ensures fair and equal treatment for every citizen, and respect for human dignity, and work towards the future where justice is served with mercy, understanding, and empathy. Together, we can build a society that is humane, compassionate, and a healthy democracy. Thank you.